Step 1. A matched multimodal pair enters. The visual and text samples are separate, but they are being trained toward one shared latent space. A projector or tokenizer does not keep every bit. It learns a compact code whose decoder can recover the structure the task cares about. Step 2. Each input gets its own encoder. The text branch and the image branch do not merge yet. The red example stays on screen as the negative pair, so the model learns what should not be matched. Step 3. Both towers meet in one projector. The two encoder outputs are compared in the same latent space, so the model can pull the matched pair together and push the wrong pair away. Step 4. The projector emits one latent token. That yellow dot is the compressed state the rest of the transformer can carry forward. Step 5. The loss keeps the useful structure and pushes away the wrong caption. This is why token compression works at all. The encoder and decoder are trained together. The bottleneck is optimized end-to-end, and the loss tells the system what information must survive the trip through it. Step 6. Once everything is in token form, one transformer can process the streams together. Some systems interleave them. Some keep separate lanes. Some use a shared time axis. The important part is that the model now sees a sequence, not a raw wall of pixels or waveform samples. Think of the MLP as a feature probe plus a feature write. A row of W up asks whether a direction is present. ReLU, or a gated activation, decides how strongly the probe should fire. Then W down writes the associated value direction. That is why MLPs are often described as a kind of key value memory. Make the update explicit with the triangle rule. Start with the current state as one arrow. Attach the learned right vector head to tail. The diagonal is the updated state. That picture is often easier to remember than the algebra because it makes the extension of the state feel physical. Now step into superposition. Real models do not get one clean neuron per fact. Many useful features share the same visible manifold. In the projection we can draw, they overlap. In the full space, they are separated by hidden coordinates and near orthogonal directions. That is the geometric reason a model can store more features than the visible dimension count would suggest. It is not magic storage. It is compressed representation with carefully managed interference. Keep the 2D intuition first. Different prompts can point in different directions but still cast a large shadow on one fact direction. That shadow is enough for the model to retrieve the right association. Then lift it to 3D. A fact can become a small feature plane or subspace, not just a single line. Different roots can land at different depths while still projecting into the same useful region. Then add a hidden fourth coordinate. In the rendered view, several vectors can share the same x, y, z shadow. In the full space, they are separated along the hidden axis, so the collision in the projection is allowed. This is also where LeWorldModel is a useful comparison. LeWM is not an omni-chat model. It is a latent world model, trained from offline pixel trajectories and actions. But the data structure is familiar. Compress observations into latent states, predict the next latent state, and use regularization so the representation does not collapse. For an omni model, post-training has a broader target. The records are interleaved text, audio, images, video, tool calls, preferences, and sometimes timing metadata. The shared state is trained to preserve what later heads must predict or reconstruct. So the token is not just a compression trick. It is a learned data structure shaped by the post-training objective. Finally, the Omni output story. One head predicts text tokens, another predicts speech codec tokens, another can predict video tokens. The hard part is not just producing each stream, it is scheduling them so they stay synchronized and can be rendered back into speech, text, and motion. So, the full mental model has 5 parts. First, records keep modalities aligned in time. Second, encoders compress chunks into latent tokens. Third, a shared transformer state carries context on the manifold. Fourth, post-training objectives decide what information must survive: prediction, alignment, reconstruction, preference, or action, consequences. Fifth, heads and decoders turn the latent state back into synchronized outputs. For Gemini Omni, the exact internals are not public, so this remains a grounded architecture guess from public descriptions and related systems. The main takeaway is the data structure. Tokens are the interface between raw media and vector computation. Post-training teaches that interface what to keep, what to predict, and what each modality-specific decoder must be able to restore.